Hello, guys. Welcome to this episode. It's your go-to code guy Wisdom, and in this episode, we are going to be concluding with string as a topic under Python programming language. We've seen a lot of topics or subjects under strings, and we've had like over 20 videos or 20 episodes on this particular topic. Okay, so if you're just coming across this, and if you're coming across this on TikTok, I've made out a collection. Okay, on the profile, when you head over to the collection section, I've made out a catalog or whatever it is called for this particular topic. Okay, now what this does when you start if when you go back to the previous episodes I've made, it gives you a better understanding of what we are doing. Okay, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I've made out a playlist for this also. So you do well to check it out from the first episode to this particular episode to give you a better understanding as well. So this is the editor interface. You must have heard I usually mention editor and interpreter interface. So this is the editor interface. As the word goes, it helps you to edit around your code. Okay. So in this episode, we want to just create a simple program that covers like three um, um, episodes we've made in the past that covers three topics, okay, as relating to three episodes we've made in the past, right? We are going to see this single program is going to cover empty lines, is going to cover inputs, and is also going to cover like working with variables. So we are going to see that with this particular episode. So let's quickly do this. It's going to be a bit long. So we'll create a variable A, right? And say this program asks for the user's age. Okay, so we want to ask how old are you to the user. Okay, sorry, before this, since we are taking input from this user, we want this to be an input. So to say how, how old are, sorry, how old are you? You. Sorry, how old are you? Right? So this is the program. So from the understanding of our variable episode, when the user hits on imputes a particular age number and hits on input, okay, that number takes the value of A, or A now takes the value of the number. We'll see this as time goes on. So after that, we also want to print out empty lines. Okay, to say, remember, our backlash and n gives us the empty line method. And we use the operator to say we want this to be printed out twice. Okay, put this down a bit. Okay, now the last thing we want to do is to also print out something that complements the user to say you are going to do this in an informal way. So use our backlash to escape the apostrophe by saying backlash and apostrophe, right? And say RE. You are a wonderful as a string, then comma, the variable which is the age, comma, year old. So I'm going to explain this, okay? So the first line says variable A, this is an input program. Okay, we want to take an input from a user, asking the user how old are you? And then when the user types in this, imputes this number of age or this number, we hit and he or she hits on the enter button, two lines will appear, empty lines. And after those two empty lines, the next thing that follows is us or the program telling the user, you are a wonderful age year old. That is taking the user's age for the age year old. When we print this out, we see how this will work. Okay. So that's it. Let's print this out by hitting on our yellow button. You remember our yellow button here, yellow play button. For us to see the output of this, we have to hit on the yellow button here. And when we do that, you see what happens. So when we hit on this, we have a program against us, okay? And it says, how old are you? If you should say it 50, if you say 50, and hit on the enter. The user has to hit on the enter button, okay, for this to work. And you also have to, you can also specify in your program and say, on typing out your age, you can hit on the enter button, okay, for this program to continue. But we didn't specify that, but I'm letting you know you have to hit on the enter button, okay, for a program like this to continue. So when we hit on this, we can see now that we have two empty spaces, okay? And then after that comes, you are a wonderful 50-year-old, okay? If you are familiar with our escaping character episode, on the program here, we use, where the yellow is now, we use this backlash here to escape the apostrophe, to say, okay, this is supposed to be like a quote, right? But we want this to be an apostrophe to say you are. Okay. So that's it, guys. You have to go over this. And then while going over this, you also have to check on previous episode that talks about this for you to get a better understanding. And I encourage you to play with this so much. Play with this so much. You can go from the first episode to this particular episode, playing with this for this to actually stick in your hands. So that's it, guys, for this episode. Okay, I don't think I've missed out anything because I took my time. But if there's any confusion, if there's anything, I'll be in the comment section or the description. Bye for now, guys.